Okay, I've cleaned Scout 1. I've used a face wet wipe. Has actually given it a very pleasant wet look, which I'm hoping will just simply dry off. So I'd never achieve a sort of shop stock just bought look, but I'm quite chuffed with how clean that's got. There was quite a lot of muck on it. I've never cleaned it, and for all I know it could be muck from the 1960s. It wasn't mine as a child, this Scout 1. I bought it in the 1990s when I got most of my saw collection. What I'm going to do now is put everything together for the Scout 1. The ironed box, a specification sheet, and if you look at the box graphics, it does say that it has a badge. It doesn't say which one, but I'm assuming it's an astronaut badge, unless anyone can tell me differently. That's what I'm going to put in it. Okay, so first up, astronaut badge. My collection of badges. These are actually all taken out of my toys, so I'm just going to raid it. The Supremo in there as well, with the Zero X. Right, so I've got an astronaut badge. Now usually they come in a bit of tissue. I haven't got any sword tissue, the original stuff, to hand. There is some in some of my box toys, but I'm just going to wrap this sword badge up, a bit like fish and chips. This is how they tend to appear in the boxes, sort of wrapped up. That'll do. I'm just after a sort of look of completeness. I'm not saying that I'll never get them out again of the boxes, but it's quite satisfying knowing that without spending a fortune I've actually managed to give it the look of completeness. I'm not going to sell them on, these are mine, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, now it's quite obvious to me that the radar doesn't fit, so that is going to have to come off. And I tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap the radar in the tissue as well with the badge, so when everything falls out of the box, everything gets lost at once, according to Sod's law, which is usually the law that applies to me. Okay, so we've got a stiffened box, or ironed. They're cleaned. Now I've left it missiling. Again, that's probably a mistake. So I'm just going to try and I'm going to bob the badge in. Here's my ironed, scrunched up ironed facsimile of the spec sheet. I'm going to fold that. I think the original spec sheet is on a sort of a vanilla, or is it manila type sheet, although I will have seen one in the flesh. I just can't remember what sort of paper it's on. If it's anything like the other sheets that are coming in Space Toys, it's almost halfway between tracing paper. That needs another fold. Just folding everything. I'm just going to bob that in. Without the antenna, it should just slide in. It has done. I'm going to seal everything up. The the missile's a problem. It obviously didn't have the missile in when it was in the shops. Now, because this is an original, I can take the missile out, but that's going to be a problem for me with my toothpick reproductions that I've made. I'm bobbing the missile